Okay, our project is called OSMOSIS. The osmosis is a chemical process identified as the spontaneous passage of water or other solvents through a semi-permeable membrane. In our project, we have tried to make the pre-existing buildings semi-permeable so that the flow of people could pass through it and avoid the stasis in a single courtyard. Currently, the Siemensstrasse district is mainly made of three-story buildings. The streets are vehicle accessible except for the northernmost one, and the Siemens area is equipped with several schools, a library, some restaurants, some shops, and a museum. There are a lot of green areas in the district, and most of them are semi-public. Despite this, the landscape is monotonous and the gardens are not designed. We have designed the road system taking the cue from the basics of the superblocks concept of Barcelona. Our aim was to move away the cars from the residential area in order to reduce the noise and the smog pollution and to improve the comfort. For this reason, only the four principal streets are accessible by vehicles. We have tried to demolish the minimum, working mainly by addition made of lightweight materials. Due to the enlarging of the apartments, the number of dwellings has reduced. To increase the number of dwellings again, we have decided to add one floor on the top of every building. In this way, we managed to build new apartments without any reduction of the green areas. The gardens are still semi-public, but now are more accessible thanks to the permeability we gave to the courtyards. We have especially focused on the 5 courtyards bottom right.
Okay. The name chosen for our project expresses the essence of the project itself. At first, we decided to rethink the green spaces between the 5 courts we've been taken into consideration. The aim was to make them fluid, so that they had to be seen as a unique space and not as detached ones. The word osmosis sums up the concept. People seen as a fluid that can flow between the areas. To make this idea more effective, we made a deep cut in the buildings, as shown in the second step of the concept. Focusing on this point, we designed this path, this irregular path that passes through all the 5 courts, and it connects not only courts but also people. As you can see here, we redesigned the green spaces, dividing them in stripes and then in blocks. Then we assigned different functions to each block, such as fitness areas, playgrounds, orchards, bike storages, vegetable gardens, planning to leave the biggest areas green. Inspired by this project of a green space in Badalona, in Spain, of Paris plus Toral architects, I hope the pronunciation is okay. Anyway, we decided that these blocks had to be on different levels. For example, you can see that green spaces have an irregular surface as they are hilly, and playgrounds are on a lower level. Here you can see the result, and this model is still work in progress. For example, stairs and elevators are missing, but we will work on that. Anyway, as shown in this picture, there are some apartments overlooking other buildings and not the courts. And that is why these areas have been turned into shared spaces following the concept of co-housing.
The operation adopted on the building is based on increasing the number of houses and improving living comfort. The keyword that guided us to achieve this goal is addiction. Addiction means giving a new and better look to the building, but at the same time, it means not losing the connection his past and his history. We focused on adding a new floor and combining a new structure in the pre-existing building. Thanks to this, we have expanded the houses and at the same time improved the comfort indoor. One aspect that characterized our houses is their length. This allows double facing, therefore more light, but at the same time air recirculation. The houses are made of identical modules, but we can find different types. Duplex in the ground and first floor. On second floor, we can find a single apartment, and in the third floor, an apartment with mezzanine. The co-housing has a different distribution. In the ground and the first floor, there are the shared spaces like kitchen, study areas, relaxing areas, while in the second and the third floor there are the lodging. The elevation are the expression of our ideas. We can see these very light bodies leaning against the existing building, but they don't make it disappear. The combination of these two bodies creates a new harmonious shape. We were mainly inspired by three projects, Lacaton and Vassal with Quartier du Grand Parc for the expansion and conformation of these houses, social housing at Cordella for the choice of the materials and the search for the lightness of the structure, and finally Villa Freik for the addition of a new structure near the existing buildings. Thanks.